Welcome to the source. The source. Source. Hey, get the source.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Hope you all had a lovely Tuesday night. FIU went over their team total. Game got over 54.5. Was nice. Actually didn't bet either. But I did put the over in for the betting league. So I started this week out in the league with a win. And it was also nice for a YouTube pick to win because as you know, college football's been rough. So it was nice to see one go through the net as far as college football goes. But obviously, we're not here to talk about college football. We got 4 playoff MLB games, and both the Padres and Grimace came through.
I just have one thing to say to you. I'll see you in the NLCS, my friend.
We'll be there waiting. You have more.
Oh my God!
Dodgers,
here we go.
Dodgers did not use Phillips. Dodgers still have a lot of gas in the tank.
Well, it's a good thing because they're gonna. We'll get there. We'll get there.
All right. So first up, Cleveland on the road. My mic's a little loud. Cleveland's on the road in Detroit. We got Alex Cobb pitching against Herter. Now, I'm assuming it says Herter, which means Detroit's going to do their rotation thing. All right.
Yep.
All right. So, pick 'em in Detroit. You sticking with the Tigers here at home?
Absolutely. Detroit money line, minus 105, minus 110. Either way, doesn't really matter for me. Okay, first things first. Actually, we're going to go way back to the beginning of the Sauce Network, to the beginning of the lives and stuff. Where is the one spot that we love to bet the Detroit Tigers?
Day games.
At home, in a day game, in an early start, when the whole world's watching. That's the time to bet the Tigers, and we're doing it here today again. Look, not to mention the fact that Cleveland is one of those teams that's been absolutely fantastic at home, but really, really bad on the road. They're a completely different team at home compared to on the road. This year, 51-31 at home. That's absolutely fantastic. That is the reason they are in the playoffs. But, and there's a big but behind it, 42-39 on the road. They're just a different team at home compared to on the road, and obviously that record shows it. And we're getting a Tigers team that's coming off a huge victory where they held Cleveland to scoreless in their home ballpark. Obviously they had Scooble on the mound. I get that, but again, you add that if you take into consideration that Cleveland's now going to be on the road. And yes, I don't love the fact that it's a bullpen day for Detroit, but at the same time, it's really hard for me to worry about it because they've been doing this now for a month and a half, and this is the reason that they are in the playoffs.
Yeah,
so you're going to see it. Exactly. You're going to see Herter. You're going to see Madden. You're going to see Hannafy. You're going to see Vest and Gunther and Joe. But again, this worked against the Astros as well. So I have the Astros were a team that actually played well on the road. So again, it's just really hard for me to see the Cleveland Bats get going against multiple. You're going to see 6-7 Tigers arms coming out there tomorrow morning. So again, I just don't see it. Not to mention the fact that Cleveland didn't do anything at home. So again, I'm just really hard for me to think they're going to do anything on the road. Over the last 30 days, they're 19th in OPS, 18th in WOBA, 15th in WRC plus. Do they hit left-handed pitching? Well, yeah, but again, you're only going to see Herter for maybe one inning, and that's about it. And the only other lefties they have in that pen are Holton and Gunther, so they can use those accordingly. Everybody else is a right-handed pitcher, and we all know that Cleveland can't hit right-handed pitching to save their life. Not to mention the fact that if you're Detroit, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself after putting up 3 runs against Emmanuel Clase. You call it lucky, call it whatever you want to call it, but they're going to be feeling very good about themselves. I'm not trying to make a case that Clase is going to blow up another game. I'm just saying that in their mind, I'm sure that Detroit's feeling very good about themselves. So again, to get them at home in a spot that we've loved for the past couple years, betting this Tigers team, when they were good, when they were bad, it didn't matter. And at minus 105, I just can't pass it up.
I think the way to go, in my opinion, would be Cleveland team total under 3.5. Because
I'm down with that.
I have faith in these weird Tiger bullpen days. It's been working, but I also could see Cleveland winning a 2-1 game. Because I don't have much faith in the Tigers bats, even at home during the day. That spot that was crazy. We used to cash plus 165 like left and right with that. Those Tigers during the day, I'm in.
Just really quickly, Tigers at home the last 14 days, nearly a top 10 lineup in Major League Baseball, and against right-handed pitching over the last month, 4th in WRC plus, 6th in WOBA, 6th in OPS as well. So they are getting to righty starters, that's for sure. Or right-handed pitching.
Hasn't
that's
Cobb
for sure.
been good though?
No, he's pitched 16 innings this year total.
I'm thinking of
I mean, you're not wrong. He did have his last start in the season was pretty decent. I mean, he went like 6 innings or something like that. But I'm pretty sure it was early in September. I think it was against Pittsburgh or something.
No, I'm thinking of Boyd.
Oh yeah.
Because Boyd's been pitching really well, right?
Yeah, he's been pretty good for them. Yeah.
All right. So I'm Cleveland team total under. I'll let you know which I'm gonna bet at the end. I'm gonna go through the 4 first. Because Toast already looked at these. I'm listening, and I'm just going through them right now for the first time right here. So, next game, Showtime. I won't bet against the Mets. I will say I think this would be a spot to bet the Phillies. Quintana's so overdue for a bad start, dude. The Mets switching it up, throwing a lefty at the Mets. I don't know. I think this is a spot to bet the Phillies. Ranger Suarez on the road is usually where I want to back them. I could see Ranger Suarez throwing a gem here, just saying.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Not seeing that at all. Mets money line for me. I actually think I got them at plus 100, which is this absolute steal.
What's the line? Why? Can you explain this line?
I cannot. I'm dead serious. I cannot. Let's just go through it. We can go through it really quickly. Ranger Suarez, his last 11 starts, 6.54 ERA, nearly a 1.8 WHIP, and nearly a 4.2 xFIP. We love Ranger Suarez on the road. His last 6 road starts, 4.94 ERA, nearly a 1.6 WHIP, 3.67 xFIP. So that's pretty decent. But again, Ranger Suarez on the road. Last couple starts on the road. On the road at Washington, 2 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 7 hits. On the road at the New York Mets, 5 innings, 2 runs. On the road against Milwaukee, 5 innings, 3 runs. He pitched really well on the road against Miami, but he also got lit up at home against Atlanta. He got lit up at home against the Rays as well, and neither one of those teams really worry me that are very good. So the fact that they lit him up is pretty concerning to me. The Mets bats, I guess if you can make poke holes saying over the last couple weeks they haven't been as good against left-handed pitching, but over the last 30 days they're 9 across the board in all these major categories, and as course of the full season versus left-handed pitching, they're fourth in WRC plus, 5th in WOBA, and 5th in OPS as well. Not to mention, I'm not even trying to make a joke. This team is just on a magic carpet ride. And if you have just watched a couple innings of this team play baseball, you would know that. Not to mention the fact that usually when we get on these shows, we talk about the Phillies versus left-handed pitching. That's the split you want to get the Phillies. Well, unfortunately, that scumbag city has over the last 14 days is 27th in WRC plus, 27th in WOBA, and 27th in OPS as well. And over the last 30 days, it doesn't get much better than that. They're still around 20th in all those major categories. So, just is Quintana due for a bad start? I mean, I guess, but again, he's had a fantastic season. His last 13, 17 full season starts, however you want to go at it. And he's pitched well at home as well. 3.70 ERA his last 7 home starts, 3.64 ERA for this full season. He's faced teams like Washington, Cincinnati. A lot of his last 7 have been on the road, but again, he's throwing up 7 innings and 0 runs, including a 7 inning 0 run performance on the 13th of September against these Philadelphia Phillies. So I don't know how you can put an actual handicap on what these Mets bats are doing right now. I mean, just look at what Jesse Winker did today. He goes and gets a lucky Castellanos gets a lucky catch on a fly out that a ball that he puts it up like a half inch more, it might be out. And then he walks up there again the next at bat and hits a freaking bomb. And I just don't know how you bet against the Mets right now. I honestly don't even feel like the Phillies have the starting pitching advantage. I truly don't. And we all know that
probably don't. Based on recent production, no way. That
so again, let's just call starting pitching a wash. Sure. Bats, Mets by a fucking million, and then bullpen. I mean, sure. Again, another wash, but we're getting the Mets, the hotter team. Dude. No, that's a wash. There's no question about that. That Phillies bullpen has been disappointing at best.
I mean,
lately.
Based in this series, the Mets bullpen lost one of these games already,
and The Phillies bullpen just gave it up today. Their best guy just gave it up. So I'm not worried about it. In my
that wasn't on the bullpen though. We got to Nola. We were winning the game. The bullpen didn't lose the game.
I agree. And then Francisco Lindor came up with 2 men on and smacked a double.
The bases loaded, no outs. You can't put that on the bullpen.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, what do you mean you can't put it on the bullpen? Was Aaron Nola starting before that? No.
No, they put their bullpen in with the bases loaded, no outs. You can have the best bullpen in baseball. You're still going to give up a couple runs.
I get that. I'm just saying that the Met. I don't feel like neither one of these bullpens I think has a huge edge at Buzzy. Either one. That's just my personal opinion.
I think if Manaea didn't pitch into the 8th, I could have seen the Mets blowing that lead. Manaea pitching into the 8th was a heaven sent for this game because I really don't trust.
Now you have now you have Diaz and Budo on rest.
I know. You
got Meatball McGill that you can come play, go a couple innings. I don't really. Again, David Peterson is probably available. I don't think if you're Mendoza, you want this game going back to Philadelphia, knowing that you're going to have Wheeler at the bank. So I think that you're going to see the kitchen sink as far as Mets pitching is concerned. And again, I don't think it's going to end up mattering. I think that this Grimace team is on a magic carpet ride, like I said.
I'm putting Phillies team total over 3.5 up because maybe the Mets, of course, Grimace magic the Phillies could get the 4 and the Mets still win 6.
That is the most Andy pick I've ever seen in the history of this network.
I think Quintana's going to get hit up.
I just want to point that out.
I hope I'm wrong. Are you kidding me? I'll be rooting the shit out of the Mets. I'm not betting this one, but that would be, if you're asking what one bet that I think will hit in this game, Phillies team total over.
It's like I text Andy every single morning. Do you believe?
Next up, Yankees Royals.
He probably gets so pissed.
No, dude, he's diehard Mets. He watches the freaking press conferences after the games.
Oh, I know.
It's sick. He watches the press conferences after Mets games in June. Like, dude, turn it off. just turn it off. You don't need to see what they have to say. And
They're literally not saying anything.
He gets mad. He gets mad, dude. In June, the Mets were they lost 5 out of 7 games, and the GM was doing a press conference, and the GM literally, I watched Andy. He was sitting there on his laptop watching it at the desk next to me, and he's watching it. And the GM goes, "Look, we're not playing as well as we could be." And Andy goes, "Yeah, no shit." So mad. What are you getting mad for? What do you want him to say? What are you getting so mad for? All right. Anyway, Yankees Royals in Kansas City. Schmitty. I first glance when I was doing the graphics and setting up this stream, 8 is a super low total for this ballpark. These totals have been 9, 9.5 all season. Schmitty on the road. Yankee Spark Lugo. Tell me this doesn't fly over 8.
I'd have to think. I don't think the Yankees are sparking Lugo, but I don't. I guess I don't hate the over. Royals first 5 money line. Royals money line for me.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Clark Schmidt has over his last 7 starts pitched well against Seattle, the Cubs, and a miracle performance really against the Padres. But he gave up 3 runs in 5 innings on the road at Seattle, 3 runs, 5 1/3 against Baltimore, and 4 runs in 4 innings against Pittsburgh. All 3 of those teams that I just mentioned have been, obviously you guys probably know if you're watching this at this time of the night, have been deader than doornails for months now. And if those teams are scoring off of him, I have a hard time believing that this Royals team isn't going to score off of him. Keep in mind, the Royals bullpen lost them that first game. It could be this series could be 2-0 very easily. And you can't say that about the Yankees because they just absolutely looked like crap in that first game or in that second game. So Seth Lugo was a damn near a Cy Young candidate. He's not going to win it, but over his last 7 starts, he's been absolutely fantastic. But the one bad start at home against Detroit, where he gave up 4 runs in 4 1/3 innings. But besides that, on the road in let's just start it off. On the road in Houston, 7 innings, 1 run. Against Cleveland at home, 6, 7 innings, 1 run. On the road in Yankee Stadium, Yankee Stadium, 7 innings, 0 runs. On the road in Atlanta, 2 runs or 0 runs in 2 innings. He pitched another 7 innings, 2 runs against San Francisco, and 4 1/3 against Baltimore in his last little warm-up thing, or last start against Baltimore, like I said, in the regular season. So he did have a bad start against the Yankees, like at the very beginning of the year. I think it was June, July. I can't remember what it was. It was a long time ago. I think it was August, actually. No. What is after May? June. Had to have been June. It had to have been June. Sorry. It's been a long day. But regardless, he did get hit up, but it was 7 innings. He only gave up 4 runs in 7 innings. Like, I just don't understand this price. I mean, Kansas City doesn't play well on the road. They're another one of those teams that plays much better at home compared to on the road, especially Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt has been almost gone this whole series, hasn't really done anything. And Kansas City is still in this series. They already swept Baltimore, obviously. So now you're getting Bobby Witt at home, which I think is a completely different dynamic. I just don't feel like the Yankees are that good. And now we're in a situation where that Yankees defense is going to be put to the absolute test. I understand that Jazz Chisholm has played somewhat decently at third base. And at times, Juan Soto can make a decent throw to make himself look good. But keep in mind, Salvador Perez is in like the 3rd percentile of base running speed in Major League Baseball. If anybody else on the Royals, including anybody in their radio call, TV broadcast, anybody was running on that team, he would have been out or he would have been safe. So I think that the Royals are going to put a lot of pressure on that Yankees defense. And as far as run prevention goes, it's going to take a lot of stress on the Yankees. And I don't think they're going to be able to handle it well. I think the Royals are going to be putting the ball in play and they're going to be running all over the Yankees. Basic can score 2 very easily with these guys, especially with their speeds if they're at first and third and whatever. So again, I'm not going to change on my stance on the Yankees. I think that the Royals have the pitching advantage. I think they have the defensive advantage, and you can give the Yankees the bats advantage if you want. But I mean, what has Aaron Judge done in any postseason that makes you worried about Aaron Judge's bat? I'll wait. I'm done.
Seth Lugo at home, where he's been significantly worse this year. He's been a road warrior. Yankees have seen him within the last month. They saw him about a month ago. Clark Schmidt, I mean, dude. Clark Schmidt, his last few starts has been giving up some runs to the likes of the Pirates, the Orioles, who haven't hit in about 2 or 3 years now. Clark Schmidt's been struggling against bad lineups. Now he goes into this ballpark where we've seen, like I said, total sitting at 9.5 all season. It's very easy to shoot the gap in this ballpark, right? Isn't that this one, Toast?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so Clark Schmidt's going to give up some runs, and I think the Yankees are going to get to Lugo. I'm not even the biggest Lugo guy like that. I think the Yankees score some runs on Lugo. So maybe even a first 5 over, but why isolate it to the first 5 when neither of these bullpens are any good? So I'm going to bet this one. Over 8. I'm going to bet it.
I can't talk. I wouldn't talk you off of it. That's for sure. I sure as hell wouldn't play it under. That's for sure.
Yeah. So our viewers are on the Royals pretty heavy. Next.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's only 250 people in there. It's not like our normal. It's
no offense to you, 250. I just there's a difference when there's 1,000 people in here and everybody's betting the Royals compared to 250. Those percentages, math.
Yeah, it's not the largest sample.
Yeah, there you go.
And then the final game, 8.5 total. Dodgers on the road here. I know every single person in this room is about to click Padres on their votes, but I think you should chill a bit.
Oh, please enlighten me why.
I mean, what the fuck is this line? Dylan Cease on the mound at home, and the line it's cheaper than last night?
He's on short rest.
They're about to take 80% of the public on the Padres side here. Not that should influence a bet especially in the playoffs. Just saying. Look, we're pulling over 7.
It's up to 145 across the board.
Good, let it climb.
Yeah. You guys already know what it is. Where do I start? The Dodgers just gave us their best punch by taking our best pitcher and putting 5 up against him and lost. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm really not even worried about Dylan Deceased, as we all love to call him in the Discord. Again, I honestly think that if he goes and gives me 5 innings of 3 runs like he did a couple weeks ago on the road at Dodger Stadium, I honestly think I'm going to be okay. I have preached for months now that I don't think that Dodgers bullpen is very good and they could get exposed. Does Kopech look good at times? Yes, absolutely. But he can also be effectively wild at times. Blake Triton is the only one that I really trust out of that bullpen. Daniel Hudson can be decent at times, but that leaves a lot of room for error when you have guys like Anthony Banda, Ryan Brazier, Eduardo Henriquez, Alex Vesia, Joe Kelly, and you have to get through 9 innings of this San Diego Padres offense. Again, tonight was absolutely wild. 6 runs from the Padres in 1 inning, 5 runs from the Dodgers in the next inning, and then nothing at all the rest of the night. Again, that's absolutely wild. But again, the Padres are going to have Dylan Cease, who I guarantee you probably only goes 4, maybe 5 innings, and then they're going to deploy everybody in the bullpen. And keep in mind, like, everybody had the day off yesterday. So again, everybody's going to be rested and ready to go. The only guy that I'm actually somewhat worried about in the Padres bullpen is Tanner Scott, because he's pitched pretty much every game of this series. So I don't know what to expect from him, but what I would assume is that if we get to a situation late in the game where you would have to see Tanner Scott, he would be only in for, I would assume they try to work it. So if he had to face somebody, it would be Ohtani and Betts, because he's been so effective versus Ohtani, and hopefully they can get him out of the inning and whatnot. But I really don't worry about that. Again, I talked about Freddie Freeman missing the game today. And again, he's definitely not 100%. He definitely can't run the bases.
Yeah, he was limping. He was limping.
That ankle is hurt. And again, I'm not hoping that Freddie Freeman gets hurt or anything like that. I love Freddie Freeman, but again, he's not 100% and he can't run the bases. So even unless Freddie hits a home run or whatever, I mean, a double is going to be really hard for Freddie to get. So if you're really hoping for a single from Freddie, and then if somebody else behind him does something, he's not going to be able to go first to third easy or anything like that. You're really going station to station. So again, unless Dylan Deceased, as we all love to call him, gets absolutely throttled, I just have a hard time believing that the Padres lose this game. So, and to be dead honest with you, he's going to have to get throttled really fast. It is going to be one of those things where he's going to have to give up like 3 home runs in an inning, because I can assure you that Mike Schultz isn't going to have anything to worry about, especially knowing that if they win this game, they go on to the next round. And he has a full list of guys in that bullpen that also didn't pitch previously before. Morihone, Hoeing, Peralta, a guy that I trust as well. I wouldn't be shocked if you possibly saw a Yu Darvish sighting at one point in this game. You never really know. All I know is this, guys: we are not going back to LA.
That's all you know.
That's all I know.
Did someone
like
say,
I said at the beginning of the show, I will see you in the NLCS, my friend.
Did someone says the Toast realized Machado is going to be out. Is he just trolling?
He had like a calf cramp. That's what it was. Calf cramp. He's fine.
I don't know. I'd like to hear a medical report.
He went back into the game and was fine.
He finished the game. So yeah, this is a Dodger spot. Plus 125. You guys are feeling awful comfortable here, and you've lost sight of things to say something. What you just said. The Dodgers gave us their best punch. You think 5 runs is the Dodgers' best punch? Against Michael King? Yes. No question. Next question. The Dodgers are certainly capable of delivering a more violent punch than 5 runs. And we're about to see it when they hit Cease into another dimension. Dodgers first 5, Dodgers team total over, Dodgers plus 120. Betting this one. This is a Dodger spot. This one's going to 5. I'll be by myself. I'll be the only one in the Discord repping the Dodgers. Don't care. Oh, no, there's a couple other guys that think they're super sharp in there too. They'll bet the Dodgers. Does it make you feel any more comfortable knowing that System Place is in the comments and he said the Padres are absolutely free? Yeah, because he won again on the Padres again today, and he's about to win again tomorrow. All right, well, I am betting this. I'm going to take the Dodgers, and I'm going to take the over in the Yankees-Royals. Those are the 2 I'm going to bet. Let me go back to the first one. Cleveland team total over, I said for this one. No, you said Cleveland team total under. Team under. The second one, Phillies team total over. Yeah. Nah, I think this hits, but I'm not going to bet that. And then
if there was one of those picks that I do really like, would be the Cleveland team total under. I think those AL Central games are just under cities.
Right. So this one, Phillies team total over. I'm not betting that for the simple fact of I'm not rooting against the Mets. So yeah, I'll go with the Dodgers and the Royals, Yankees over 8. Those are the two I'm going to bet. Let's do let's see what the community's favorite bet is.
I haven't had any monsters, by the way, chat. I just can't express to you how much I love October baseball. Like, the Mets was giving me literally goosebumps. I took a picture of it.
Queens was rocking.
It was awesome.
Tigers.
It was awesome.
So the group likes the Tigers, the Mets, the Royals, and the Padres. So let's see what the community's favorite bet is. Tigers money line, Royals
you guys
money
know
line,
what to do.
Mets money line. I don't know. The community loves Grimace, dude.
That's true. That is so true. That's what's so hard. Like, I was telling my wife, like, I don't even know. I'm going to have to, like, figure out a way to, like, step away, because the emotion with the Padres and the Mets for me is just so high for both teams. Like, I've been an honorary Mets fan for a while now. Since I met you, I've been trying,
They're a fun team to like, man. A lot of people say being a Mets fan is hard, comes with hardships, but they're a fun team to root for.
Yeah. Just like when you said, like, you guys were going crazy in the office, like, since I had been there for the last couple, I was like, man, I was really jealous of that. I was so jealous of that.
We were going nuts in here.
Yeah,
Andy was like pacing the room.
Oh, I would have been right there with him. I would have been standing at that pole, just like.
Yeah, we were going nuts. So yeah, it looks like the Padres are gonna win this though. So I'll give it another few seconds. Baseball's the greatest sport. I don't know about the greatest, but playoff baseball is pretty electric.
Playoff baseball is amazing. Yeah. The dog days of summer is a little bit.
I feel like the best regular season sport is football, but playoffs, I mean, I love series. Like, those NBA playoff series are fucking awesome. These MLB playoff series. So the football, obviously, NFL playoffs is fun as hell, but the one and done makes it a little bit like the season ends because, like, a fumble bounced the wrong way. Like, it's like one little thing. Meanwhile, if, like, something. A loose ball or something, you give up a run, it's one game, get them the next one. I like series better than one and dones personally.
That would be crazy if, like, the NFL, like, switched to, like, best 2 out of 3.
That would be awesome.
That would be freaking wild.
Mark's in the Mark, dude, I was like chuckling for a while when you were like, when you told Gab she had a sexy voice. That was awesome. That was that last night that I was laughing by myself in here for like 5-10 minutes of that. And then what's his name? Jordan was like, Mark's in here looking to fuck. That was funny shit. All right, so we'll give him 5 more seconds because people are voting the Mets. 5, 4, 3.
When she said that she wasn't going to shave her leg, and you're like, oh, just another day.
Just a regular week.
That made me laugh.
So just a regular week? All right. Padres are the community's favorite bet. I disagree. Community's favorite bet was Tigers. That won. Oh, no. Yeah, that won. That was I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the community's top bet has been hit.
Don't let the community get hot.
This will lose, in parentheses.
And you guys can go ahead and screenshot this in 5, 4, 3.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll do a live show again tomorrow. We'll probably go through the games again. I'll reach out to some Modai's getting married or some shit, so he won't be on. I'll send some messages out, see if someone wants to join. But we got football tomorrow. It's an electric game. New Mexico State, Jacksonville State. I did put up a video if you want to see a handicap on New Mexico State, Jacksonville State tomorrow night. There is a video up. So we'll go live. We'll talk about that. Maybe we'll pick a couple. There's a lot of huge college football games on. If you haven't looked at this weekend's college football slate, go check it out. Like, loaded game. It's the most loaded college football slate of the year. There's 6 premier matchups. So, yeah, maybe we'll pick one of those and talk about it. I think USC wins outright. And you know why I like it, Toast?
Because they're at home?
No. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I handicapped the game and liked USC. Go read the comments on that video. Me taking USC. Every single one. This guy's an idiot. Like, everyone is telling me how much of an idiot I am for not taking Penn State. I'm playing against the planet there.
I wanted to play them, and I also wanted to take the points with the team that I hate the most out of any team in the country, and that's the Oregon Ducks.
I already bet
going to give me.
I took 3.5 with Oregon.
I was gonna say, right? Like that's just kind of like yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm on for college football. I'm on mostly dogs so far. Actually, I didn't bet this yet, but I'm going to take the 14.5 with Oklahoma. Too.
I was just about to ask you, like, how do you not take 14?
How do you not take 14? Okay, Texas looks way better. It's the Red River rivalry. That shit's going to be wild. It doesn't. Texas was pretty heavily favored last year as well, and Oklahoma beat them outright. So yeah. So I have a bunch of college football videos up if you want to check them out. Everybody.
Washington State's free, by the way.
Who do they even play? I didn't even look at Washington.
Fresno State.
Dude, I'm not touching Fresno ever again after what they did against UNLV. That was such a disgusting performance. But all right, everyone, enjoy your night. We'll be back tomorrow, same time. Some handicapping videos up if you want to check them out. Later, guys.